All of them don't always align with what I choose, but for the most part, the protrusion, you know what I'm saying, on the backside, all that stuff is always. I ain't never going flat. I don't care how cute she look in the face, but yeah, that's where my preferences come from.
All right, let's get Precious in there. Where does your dating preference come from? You on
You
mute?
muted.
You on mute first.
I know. My mouse is stuck. I would say initially they come from my parents. My parents have been married. They still are married, but most of our relationships do come from our parents. It's until we get some type of conditioning or therapy, because sometimes relationship with parents aren't always the best. A lot of people don't have a relationship with their parents. They were raised by their grandparents, and their relationship advice or even life advice is so different and far from where you currently are. So sometimes you have to get different conditioning, but I would primarily say from my parents. You can tell when someone was raised by a single parent as opposed to someone who wasn't. So that plays a huge role in dating preferences for me.
Nice. Ali, what you got on it?
I think for the most part, I mean, I guess we're putting this in general and personalizing in a way as well too. I think a majority of our dating preferences come from whether you were in a household of watching people who were interacting with each other to make each other feel good, which usually is temporary, or you were part of a household of people who were there because they were good for each other. So I think that changes the relationship dynamics culturally. Like if you're in a culture that's like that, if you're in a household where people are coming together based off what's good for them, I think a lot of times you'll get it right the first time. And this is why I think people used to marry off people, because they gave their children off to people that equated to their household, versus the current culture where a lot of us saw a lot of broken issues, saw a lot of people who couldn't communicate with each other, saw a lot of people abuse substances to make themselves feel good and others. And then it turned into temporary relationships, whether it's friends or family or a partner. So I think a lot of our dating preferences are from our households and our upbringing.
Nice. All right. We waiting to hear from you, Nurse Key. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
All right. Take it away.
I think my dating preferences come from a few different places. So like number one, my experiences, like a lot of what I want comes from what I don't want anymore. I would definitely say where I am in life. So the men that I dated when I obviously didn't know my worth and I was depressed or just settling for whatever doesn't at all compare to the man that I chose to date when I was outside of that. So, and then I guess I can agree with everybody else. It definitely has something to do with my family dynamic. Like what Queen was saying, I was not in an odd way, but I was, more compelled to date men who reminded me of my dad. So, yeah, those are my dating preferences.
All right, solid. Sweeney, what you got?
I was gonna say pretty much everybody already hit that. A lot of our dating preferences come from the way we grew up, who we saw, things like that. Bruce, I kind of agree with Bruce on this. My dating preference came from watching Janet Jackson and the We Go Deep video. That I was, what I mean, that was one of my first, and I've always been a breast man. But outside of that, yeah, I think a lot of people, the people that we encounter, we start to figure out what we like and what we dislike about, about people, and that's how we gain that.
Can I comment? I just got a question for Nurse Key. So you say,
is he picking on me?
No, it's just a question.
Oh, okay.
Your response was really intriguing to me.
Okay.
So my question to you is, you said it come from your experiences. So is it safe to say that a lot of your experiences, a lot of the way your experiences happen with men and the trauma that you got from it, and trauma could be, it's something that you can remember, something that could affect the decisions you make in the present. These men you used to date, basically, you refine your preferences, like you refine them and make them better and better, from moving from pipe to pipe. Is that true?
Wait, what? Bro, what is wrong with
I
you?
mean, I think that your choice of language is a bit tricky, but
I'm sorry, I should have used a different word.
to kind of
Penis.
answer your question, I would definitely say that from my experience, my dating preference is refined, more fine-tuned, and very much changed based on, like I said, where I am in my life. Number one, who I am internally as a woman, and number two, yeah, my experiences. I'm not saying that I haven't made the same choice more than once, but that's, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is, like I said, if I see something that part of knowing what I want is knowing what I don't want. So from my experience, my dating preferences change based on that.
So would you say for a woman that's coming out there that may be younger than you and that's getting a dating, would you say that it's better to it's better to go through the motion, go from experience so you can refine your preferences and later on meet Mr. Right? Or should you take an alternative approach given your circumstances right now?
I would go with the first one.
That's the question.
I would definitely go with the first one because number one, everything is always changing all the time. So I feel like, we grow, we evolve, people change, grow apart, grow together, however it goes.
So basically they should go off of their experiences, like, body to body.
You was right. I don't think I'm gonna like him once this is over.
Hold on, it was Mr. Lego that you wasn't gonna like.
Huh, I ain't do nothing. Wait, what?
Oh no, you gonna like Mr. Lego. Mr. Lego gonna cake for you.
I ain't say nothing though. Why?
It's coming. It's coming.
You the one talking to him. Why you put me in it?
I'll yield.
Hook, line, and sinker, boy. I tell you.
All right.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Let's get to you. What is your dating preference? Oh, wait, did you
Yeah,
go
I
already?
already answered.
All right, let's get Lucky in there.
Yeah. Hello everybody. Nurse Key, you are very pretty. But I would say my dating preferences, I understand why people say parents, but if I had listened to my parents, I wouldn't have experienced a lot of the assholes I experienced. So I'm gonna say it majorly came from my peers because my parents could say one thing, but I was always the one that was more influenced in those younger days by my friends. So like whoever was popular or what was the thing. And I'm gonna say mainly that was when my experience and attraction to women came, like during that phase, because I lacked emotional security from men. So I was always easily to connect with women emotionally because we're emotional. So a lot of my friends were either bisexual and things like that. So it was already something that I was exposed to. So my preference came by way of emotions first. And then that just happened to be a woman. So I would say my peers.
All right, Tommy, I see you in the back. I'm gonna bring you up to answer the question. So let me drop down.
Queen Sheba, you up next.
Well, he can drop himself down. I'm learning shit.